And we are live.
You know when you did that, what that reminded me of?
What?
In Wayne's World, he's like five,
Four,
four,
three.
three. Happy Friday and welcome back to another Shit Talk Fridays. I'm Gina.
And I'm Evo, and we want to thank you guys for joining us again, as usual. We hope that you had a fantastic week and are looking forward to a wonderful weekend, hopefully nice and warm, with all the snow and cold weather we've been having. And if you have to work, hopefully you're getting that money.
Get that money.
Getting that money.
And tonight we are drinking one of our actual faves. We drank this wine a bunch of times. And it is from a company called Uno, and it's a Melback. We actually haven't had wine in a minute.
No, but in the last time that we did have one, it really wasn't that great.
Was it?
Yeah, it was those two bottles that I got that were like, both of them were just like, meh.
Oh, you're talking about at home. I was referring to on the live.
Oh, on the live, yeah,
Those bottles that you got last time. I love you, but they were kind of yeah.
You know, hey, listen, I can't knock them out the park every single time, which I've been doing pretty good for a while.
Yes, because the one before those two, that shit was a fucking banger.
I want to say that those were actually the first two bottles in a while.
Yeah.
That I brought home that were like.
One was like the taste was like, and then the other one tasted like grape juice.
Yeah, I think it was a store that I went to. I really don't think that they just had a good.
Oh, they took you for a fucking ride, Evo.
It was the one across the street from Acme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's cheers, cause I'm looking forward to this drink.
Yeah, me too.
All right, cheers.
It's one of our favorite bottles.
It is.
And cheers to y'all.
Yes. Welcome, Edgar, to the stream. Always nice to see you.
My man, Edgar.
Oh, yes, and we do have a special guest tonight. I totally forgot. She literally decided to join us about T-minus 1 minute before the live.
Yes.
And
she's chilling.
She's chilling. She's probably the only cat that can chill with us because she stays still.
Yeah, she's a chill cat. She likes to cuddle. She likes a lot of personal time.
Yeah.
She'll sit with you for hours. The other two, not so much.
And now she's like, peace the fuck out.
Yeah. She goes, y'all talking about me, so I'm out of here. It's always like that.
So tonight, we're just going to be talking about shit that we love. And we got a fun top 5 for you later on, which I'm actually I'm pretty excited to talk about it. I want to start off with some shit that popped off this weekend, or this week rather. And that is Zack Snyder's Justice League Director's Cut trailer came out this week. So Justice League is a movie that came out in 2017, but now this is going to be basically the unedited version that Zack Snyder originally wanted his fans to see. I don't know how the fuck that would have happened anyway, because the director's cut that is coming out, set to drop on streaming HBO Max and in theaters, is set to drop March 18th. So it's going to drop in theaters and in HBO, and it's expected to be 4 hours long.
Yeah, is that this one right here?
The black and white cover,
yeah.
Zack Snyder, yeah, that one.
So
it's set to be a 4 hour long movie. And from what I understand, there's going to be a 10-minute intermission, and it's supposed to kind of be segmented up into like 1 hour parts. I don't know how the fuck somebody would do that in a movie theater 4 hours. I feel like you need to be like a really die-hard DC fan to sit through 4 hours.
I feel like that they're taking a risk and pushing the envelope, because I'm not sure how that's going to play out. You know, I have a tough time sitting in a movie theater for like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
You know, imagine 4 hours. And I mean, I guess the intermission thing will kind of like give it a bit of a spin. It's kind of like going to like a Broadway show, you know, where you get that intermission and you can sit through the show.
Yeah.
But 4 hours, I don't think what was the last show that you went to that you sat through that was 4 hours?
Honestly, I cannot recollect the last time I sat that long to watch something, but I'm going to say this. I will sit and watch that shit for 4 hours.
As I'm sure many people will.
Because think about it. Okay. Yes, because think about how many people binge watch it.
Binge
How many
watch,
how many
yes.
times have you and I sat down and binge watched a show for several hours on end?
True.
Yeah.
And I get your point, but in a theater, I think it's different when you're home. Imagine being sitting in a chair confined to one space for 4 hours. You get 10-minute breaks in between. I mean, like it's like half of a day.
Yes, I would agree with you, but so there is a show on Broadway, The Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and that is two parts. You watch it 2 hours, you leave, and then you come back and you watch another 2 hours. So it's not like really unheard of. Um, I think I would think that a lot of people are going to be watching this at home. I think the amount of people that are going to be watching it in theater is going to be on a smaller scale,
Hmm.
especially with the 4 hours, because I think you're going to want to do something like that in the comfort of your home. But my whole point in talking about this, on the tail end of Wonder Woman 84, God rest that movie's soul, I'm really hoping that this will redeem DC's position because that movie really kind of left fans fucked up in the game.
A little bit.
And I'm hoping that this movie will kind of revive the excitement for DC because
Yeah, for
they
real.
have such amazing fucking characters. And the Justice League for me, come on, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, the Cyborg. You know what I mean? I just feel like they are such prevalent characters that really need their story told the right way. So I'm hoping with the Zack Snyder cut that we are going to see that because I personally feel that DC fans,
They need it.
including myself,
They
because
need
I'm a
it.
DC fan, we need that shit.
Yeah.
Um, and then Edgar saying, "I'll catch it on the CW as a mini series in the fall." Damn, he said the CW.
Damn, Edgar.
So, some exciting things that are going to be in the new Justice League Zack Snyder's cut is you are going to see additional villains that were not in the original movie.
Okay.
So something that I found kind of interesting about that overall is that the reason why a lot of this stuff was cut out of the theatrical version that people saw back in 2017 is because Josh Whedon, who was the screenplay writer for the Justice League that you saw in 2017, he had a lot to do with the post-production. So a lot of that shit that Zack Snyder, his vision that he wanted fans to see got removed.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie got scaled back to 2 hours and it just really honed in on Steppenwolf, who was the villain that you saw in the original version. They kind of just made it like, they made that just the one focus. So the reason why I say that that's interesting is because Josh Whedon he comes from Marvel. So he actually wrote the Avengers. He helped write the Avengers. In addition to that, he has wrote episodes for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I find it interesting that he's coming from a Marvel world and then they brought him over to DC. And I almost feel like it's like, what's the word, like sacrosanct. Like you don't do that. Like you don't take someone from the Marvel world and bring them into DC because I feel like the two worlds have such a different feel. And hear me out on this. Do you feel like when you watch Marvel, you get kind of like this like bubbly, kind of like happy, go feeling? But then when you watch DC, it's like a little darker. It's like a little grittier.
Right.
And I feel like the vibes are totally different. So I think bringing a writer from Marvel, I think his vision was so different from Zack Snyder's vision, and I think that's where the fucking miss was.
I feel like Marvel wasn't always like that. I feel like
How so?
Well, I feel that as time progressed, that they went more into that field, into the more of like the like yes go like in the comedy and like and just more of like a uppity type of storyline. I really feel like they opened that up more as time has gone along, as to where DC is kind of like stayed more so in the same lane.
Yes, but there are aspects of DC that I think are more lighthearted. Like for example, Smallville, which I was a huge fan of, and Smallville was very lighthearted. It had its areas of like dark undertones, but like It was a family show.
Right. So, but I think that it wouldn't hurt to add a little bit of that. I think that the way that I see it is being a business owner, when you want the best employees for your business, and sometimes that takes you going to your competitor to try to get some of their best staff.
I would agree with that.
So it seems like that this may be some of that. There may be some of that going on right now, where they're trying to get some of those people over to DC, that because it needs it a little bit.
Well, I think that was part of the original fuck up with Justice League. I rewatched Justice League because I needed to like understand what I was consuming.
Yeah.
Because again, it came out in 2017, so like I had to get like a refeel for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that I actually really enjoyed the movie. There were aspects of it that I was like, I could have done without that. But overall, I really enjoyed it. But would I've liked to see things a little bit more developed in the story? Yes. But I believe that I will get that in the Zack Snyder's cut. But I don't think that their recipe, like trying to change up the recipe by going to get someone from Marvel and bringing them to DC to help with the writing and the post-production,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it may be kind of fucked up. Like they tried to put too much stuff in the sauce, and it wasn't. You didn't get out of it what DC fans would have really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, because we're going to see new villains in this new cut that we didn't see in the original Justice League, I'm pretty excited about it. Hey! Sorry, I got distracted because okay, so our cat, who was just sitting here with us early before, she's actually 13 years old, and right now she's acting like a kitten, and she kind of just alarmed. What are you doing? She kind of just alarmed me. I'm sorry. So she's doing it again. So let me just actually read some comments. So if the movie is 4 hours long,
she's bugging right now.
If the movie is 4 hours long, there will be way too much dialogue, which is the downfall of most DC movies that make it to theaters. When DC hires a person that helped make Marvel movies, just shows how DC struggles to make blockbuster movies made for theaters. So I would agree with that. I do feel like DC somewhat struggles, with the exception of the Christopher Nolan version of Batman. Right. And Tim Burton's version of Batman. Honestly, any of the Batmans, other than the ones with fucking George Clooney, that we're actually gonna act like that shit never happened, and Val Kilmer, we're gonna act like that never happened. But the Christopher Nolan versions and the Tim Burton versions will fucking, for me, go down in history as some of the best comic book movies ever to happen. So going back to the villains, the new villains that we're going to see in the Justice League, I'm kind of excited about it because a lot of this was cut out. And these are characters that DC fans, like myself, were kind of looking forward to seeing. But I'll be 100% honest. There are some of these villains that I really don't know their storyline. So I had to kind of look into them to understand what this meant for the movie. So Steppenwolf, who was the original villain in Justice League, which was the guy that I kind of ripped apart in one of our previous lives where I was like, who the fuck does the CGI at DC? Because I just felt like the CGI for Steppenwolf in Justice League was not great. I know that a lot of work goes into it, but I still was not happy with the overall image that was given to us because that movie was such at a fucking caliber, and I'm sorry, the CGI needs to be at that caliber, okay? So if you got like almost $100 million budget, I need to see $100 million CGI.
Yo,
so with
you and the CGI, boy.
Listen, even though there's so many people that came for me and they said, they were like, does she even know what the fuck CGI is? Anyway, so in the new trailer, you will see that Steppenwolf is completely redone.
Okay.
And from readings, there were a lot of critics that were not happy with the way that Stephen looked, to actually say that they considered him a CGI blob. Those were the exact words in some of the critic articles that I read.
Came for him, huh?
So in addition to Steppenwolf, we are going to be able to see Darkseid, or Darkseid, like however you want to say it, but he was a character that works hand in hand with Steppenwolf. They are basically the ender of worlds, and Darkseid is supposed to be like the ruler of like a planet that is considered like a hell planet. So him and Steppenwolf basically are coming to Earth to fuck shit up, and reign supreme.
Okay.
Along with him, you're also going to see Darkseid, which is basically like a minion of Darkseid and kind of working with Steppenwolf. So these are these three characters that you're going to now see in Justice League, which we did not see before. The other, there are three other additional characters. Now, those two characters that I just mentioned, I don't know too much about them. So, like, I'm just going to kind of, like, breeze past them. But the next three characters, I'm very familiar with. And I'm kind of excited to see, except for one of them.
Okay.
And that next one that I'm going to talk about is Lex Luthor. So, I don't know how much we're going to see him in the new movie, but he's set to premiere in the new movie. And the reason why I say that I'm not really that excited to see Lex Luthor is because Jesse Eisenberg is the actor that plays Lex Luthor. And if you don't recall who Jesse Eisenberg is, he is from The Social Network.
Okay.
Okay. In addition to that, he is in he's in another movie that Zombieland.
Yes.
He's the one that was like, rule number 13, always check the back seat. Okay,
yes.
So that is Jesse Eisenberg. I know you don't know this much. So, like, he portrays Lex Luthor in
Really?
Batman. Yeah, in Batman versus Superman, he's Lex Luthor.
Listen. I don't know how I feel about that.
How do you feel about it? I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I think it was not a good play on DC's part to cast him as Lex Luthor. I'm not going to say that I thought he did a horrible job. Did I think he did a great job? No.
I want to know who is it at DC that be making these decisions. Because apparently there's
casting directors.
There's quite a few of them that get by that just make you like, they just make you think like, what the fuck?
Because between you and I, Gene Hackman, who for me will forever be the original Lex Luthor in the Christopher Reeve Superman. He for me is the epitome of who played Lex Luthor.
Okay.
So like I guess when I look at Jesse Eisenberg, I'm being 100% biased, and I just feel like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, can they just like like, I'm sorry.
Was there catnip in that or something? I don't know what's going on right now.
I don't know. That shit is bugging me out right now. So Lex Luthor, he's going to be in it. I don't know how much of a role he's going to play in the movie. I'm not that excited to see him. But the next two characters, I'm actually really excited to see them. And it is Deathstroke. So Deathstroke is a villain that I'm very familiar with, and I'm excited to see him. He was in the end credits, and he's being played by Joe Manganiello. And if you don't remember who Joe Manganiello is, and I know if I tell you, he was the wolf in True Blood.
Okay.
Yes. So
he's with Sofia
Vergara. Yes, that's Sofia Vergara's husband. Yeah. Yes. So forget the fact that he's a hunka and a lot of women are going to be swooning over to see him as Deathstroke. I could really care less. I actually think that Deathstroke is a badass villain. So I'm excited to see how Zack Snyder is going to, put him into the movie, right, not in fucking end credits. And last but not least, they're going to bring Joker back. And I'm going to explain to you why I'm excited to see Joker. In the original Suicide Squad, when Jared Leto portrayed Joker, he was not widely received. He was actually very poorly received as Joker. People kind of tore him apart as Joker. He came across with a whole different feel for Joker, and it was not received well.
Wasn't there also a lot of backlash because they put scenes out in the trailers?
Yes, there were scenes that were portrayed. That were not in the movie. Yeah. So people and
those look like good scenes.
Yeah, I was fucking pissed about that.
Yeah, man.
DC
again, good job.
I'm sorry, DC.
Damn.
So this is why I'm excited, because I am a huge fan of Joker. So
I mean, it's the Joker.
I know, but I have like an affinity for Joker in a different light. My favorite Joker is actually the Joker that was portrayed in Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And I've actually showed you this movie. It's an animated.
Yes.
It's an animated version.
Yeah. Do you know who played that? Whose voice was that?
Oh my God, he actually is voiced by the guy who plays Luke Skywalker.
Oh, okay.
And of course, the actor's name right now is like.
Yeah, it was a bit of a curveball.
No, but I know.
All of a sudden, I started thinking about it. I was like, yeah, that was really good because I enjoyed that when we watched it, but I just didn't know who did the voiceover on it.
Yeah. So, if anyone could tell me before I get to it, anyway, I have a love for this Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Okay, so Mark Hamill voiced this Joker, and I love that Joker, and I'm looking for Jared Leto to redeem himself.
I hope so. He needs to because, from what I understand, he's not a bad actor.
I think he's a phenomenal actor.
So like the fact that
in Dallas Buyers Club when he portrayed the
yes.
And just you didn't see this Little Things on HBO. He just got a Golden Globe nod for it. So he's a phenomenal actor. I need for him to redeem himself as Joker. And this was not in the original version of Zack Snyder's. He actually had Jared Leto come in and shoot these scenes to add to this movie.
You know what's funny is that character is a legendary character. And for an actor or an actress to play that character is something that they'll forever be remembered for.
Yeah.
I think out of every role that they might play, that will be like top 2, top 3, to play the Joker. So yes. the fact that he's actually gonna have a chance to redeem himself, I don't think a lot of people get that chance.
Yeah, and I think it's a risky thing to do because he wasn't widely received when he originally played the Joker in Suicide Squad. I think Zack Snyder really is kind of taking a chance recasting him as Joker. So I'm excited to see where it goes because I really like Jared Leto as an actor and I love the Joker. So I want to see this played out correctly.
You know what's funny is that how this is going on with Jared Leto.
Mm-hmm. And because it sounded like you said Jay Leno.
I think I said Jared Leto. And the guy who's supposed to be playing Batman,
Robert Pattinson,
and how there's like mixed reviews about how he's
going to be received.
Yeah, he's going to be
I think he's going to be fucking badass.
But I just think it's funny how both of these roles are up and both actors that are playing these roles right now are having mixed reviews. And it really is going to they have an interesting opportunity right here to make like legendary performances for their career. And it's for Batman and Joker.
Well, I think Robert Pattinson right now is still kind of trying to fight off the fucking Twilight thing.
Even though every time I see him, I just see sparkles.
Even though, really, I've seen him in so many other great movies. Like we just watched him in Tenet, and I thought he was fucking phenomenal in Tenet.
That was good. I'm just playing with you.
So, hi Sonia, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. And Edgar says,
what's up, Sonia?
The new Justice League movie might be similar to the DC Comics, the Infinity War. Marvel's was called Infinity Gauntlets in the comics. So, funny that you bring that up. Edgar, because that's actually in my notes. I thought it was really interesting now that I rewatched the Justice League, the original Justice League that came out in 2017, because Infinity War and then Endgame came out after Justice League. And the storyline is very similar. So in Justice League, what happens is that Steppenwolf comes down and he's looking for these things called the mother boxes. There's 3 of them on Earth. Mm-hmm. And these mother boxes, if he then obtains them, he basically gets all of the power and then can end their world, right? And he comes down from wherever, and he comes from another realm, right? And he brings his minions. Now, in the new version, he's going to have people beside him. And what I thought was really interesting, doesn't that storyline sound familiar? You have Thanos that comes from another world and he's looking for the Infinity Stones and he comes to Earth looking for them and then he's going to not necessarily end the world, but he's going to change the world to his perspective. Doesn't that storyline sound very familiar?
That's
So
eerily close.
I don't know who took who from what, but since these are coming from the comics, I would assume that these stories have been out for a long time. So it's very easy to say.
Sounds like somebody's riding somebody's coattails. That's
Yeah,
what it sounds like.
let's just take a little bit of that
You
and
know?
sprinkle like a little bit of Marvel on it, or sprinkle a little bit of I don't know which way that it went, but the storylines to me definitely sound so familiar. And even further is that one of the characters that is coming out in the Zack Snyder's cut, he looks just like one of the characters that is in Infinity Wars and Endgame, and it's Desaid.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yo, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what the fuck is going on in the background now, but our cat is going apeshit right now. Hey Jen, welcome to the stream.
What's up, Jen?
Do not apologize for being late. You're never late. You're always just appreciated. And in reality, there's only 32 plots across all media, so they're always bound to be repeat.
Listen,
I just want to laugh right now because I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
Just do it live. Just do it live.
I just have to laugh because I'm so distracted. So yeah, so like I think it's actually really crazy that Edgar brought that up, because I honestly feel like the storylines are very similar. But then again, who gives a fuck? I'm a comic fan. I want to see this movie do well. But what I'm going to say is this. I'm actually kind of sad because with the new Batman coming out in 2022 with Robert Pattinson, that essentially means that we're not going to see the Justice League again. Because the Justice League that is we'll see another Aquaman movie. I don't know if we're going to see another Wonder Woman movie. There's set to be a Flash movie next year. So we're probably going to see their storylines separate. But I don't know if we'll see another comprised Justice League with that cast, with Ben Affleck as Batman, because Robert Pattinson is now set to be Batman. And that kind of makes me sad, because I wish they kind of would have taken a little bit of Marvel's recipe and really dragged it out, because I felt like they could have told a couple Justice League stories. But that's just my opinion, and I'm fucking nobody, and don't nobody fucking care. But that's actually all I have about this new movie. I mean, it's not really a new movie. It's a new version of the original Justice League.
Well, the trailer that you showed me looked really good.
Yes.
So.
And I mean, I think what's even more exciting for me is that we're gonna get a little bit more backstory on, like, the story of Steppenwolf, the villain, prior to him coming to Earth now, in the current stage, to fight the Justice League, because there was a war between Steppenwolf's world and his minions and the Atlanteans, which is Aquaman's people, which is the Amazonians and the gods. And there was a huge war, which you see that in the original Justice League, but they don't really go into it. And supposedly in this new version, in Zack Snyder's director's cut, we're supposed to see more of this story. Gotcha. So I need this shit to be 100% fire, because if it's not, I'm going to talk all types of shit on DC.
We're going to be out here on Friday talking shit, ripping DC a new asshole.
That's all I got to say.
As usual.
That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to pour myself some more wine.
All right. Well.
Yes, that's all I have about Justice League for tonight.
All right. Well, moving on. Something that I'm excited about is right, kind of like along with what you were just talking about with Justice League, which is metahumans. So Epic Games released a content creator called MetaHuman Creator.
Okay.
And basically what it is software that allows you, the user, to develop a metahuman character. And the technology is so beyond anything that I've ever seen that it's like, I want to say like damn near realistic, all right? And I'm going to play a clip, and I want you guys to check this out. And then after the clip, we're going to go into a little bit about what I think about this.
Be one of many.
主人公にだってなれる
Je pourrais être architecte.
Ou guide.
Quizá un artista.
You create the narrative.
I am metahuman.
All right. So I'm excited about this.
I'm creeped the fuck out by it, but go ahead.
You know what it is? Because I'm a technology person. Like, I love tech. I love the future. I love the fact that this right here, the possibilities are just, to me, they're mind blowing. They are on the cusp of being able to implement this, and it's gonna affect the way that we communicate in a way that we've only seen in the movies. Like,
What do you mean by affect the way we communicate?
so what I'm saying is that, so for one, right, what I immediately see in this is the opportunity to implement this into businesses, right?
Okay.
So I see this being implemented in a way where you can create an AI metahuman character to do your customer service, okay, to be on your website and communicate with you and take orders, or give people updates.
Okay.
Because Google has an AI software that is just right on the cusp of almost like talking to a human, where you can sync it with your Google Calendar. Like, you have appointments on your calendar, and when that day comes, it'll be running in the background on your calendar, and it'll call. Like, let's say you have an appointment to go get a haircut on Thursday, right? 2 days before, it'll call the barbershop and confirm your appointment. It'll make the appointment for you. And there's videos of them using this software at a presentation, and it's flawless. It's almost like it was like literally like talking to a human. So you take that technology and you put it together with this metahuman creator, and you can have an animated person that you're actually talking to. It's basically solving what the problem that we have right now when you call and you talk to like one of those automated services, right?
Yeah, and you start screaming into the phone. You just say customer service
Yes.
100 fucking times
So
till you
to
get a
me-
real life person.
To me, this solves that problem, and it solves it in a way where it's gonna knock it out the park. Like, it's taking something right now that is prehistoric and is bringing it into the future. That's just one way that I can see this being used in everyday scenarios to solve a huge problem. Because right now, talking to an automated person on the phone is the most frustrating thing ever. It's like almost annoying. I can't count the number of times that I've been on the phone and just been like, operator,
Of course.
representative, right? But with a character like this, it almost seems like you're talking to a real human being.
So you're saying gone will be the days where we call, like, we'll be able to basically live chat with a metahuman on a computer?
A metahuman AI
On your computer.
on a computer, or even on the phone.
Okay. So then technically it wouldn't be a metahuman, it would just be an AI.
Right. Well, it'll be a system that you have set up for your business that can either take phone calls or can interact with people online.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can call the business, it'll pick up the phone, it'll take messages, it could take orders, it can give people updates on their orders, it can have full conversations with them, all seamlessly working in the background while you conduct other business. And this is a software system set up.
Okay.
So to me, that's mind blowing. That's exciting to me. You can go to a car wash, right?
Wait.
And when you walk up to the car wash, just like in the movies, you have a computer screen. You have an AI meta-human character that you've created on the screen, and you walk up, and the thing rings you up. But you're talking to a human. You're talking to a human that's been designed to work for that business, running on AI.
But it's not a human. It's an AI.
It's a meta-human. That's what they're called. They're being called meta-humans.
Okay, but it's not a human.
No, I said it's a meta-human.
No, but you said you're talking to a human.
It's like talking to a human.
Okay.
All right.
I have some reserves about this.
As you should. I'm sure many people do.
So Jen is actually saying, Gina, why'd you ask that so aggressive? I actually have quite a bit of reserve. And unfortunately, it is based on pop culture.
Well, let's hear it. What are your reserves on?
Okay, so first and foremost, I think AI is always going to have the inability to possess true empathy.
Yes, I agree.
And I feel like we currently live in a world where we need a lot of empathy.
We do.
So I don't want to talk to something that is not human, because a non-human entity is not going to be able to detect if I'm sad or if I'm happy. They're only going to be able to detect the range of my voice.
As far as you know right now, okay? Not to say that they're going to be like 100% humans, but to think that there's not going to be some advancements in technology that are going to put us far beyond where we are right now with the technology that you just saw right now is, I mean, that's an understatement.
So what I'm going to... Brianna, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay. I'm really like trying to gather my thoughts on this because I just want to say all types of shit right now.
I know it kind of creeps you out.
Okay, it's not that it's creepy, because I love technology, and you know that about me. I'm all about that.
Right.
I'm all about embracing technology.
Right.
I personally feel like any progression in technology when it comes to AI, I don't think it should be used for human interaction. I think it should be used for automation.
Right. So that's what.
So that humans can then have more human interaction and less automation. I think we need more human interaction and less technology interaction for humans. I think it's actually minimizing our ability to have empathy for each other.
But see,
that's my fear.
I understand what you're saying, but you have to also remember, a lot of businesses start off where, they can't, one of their biggest expenses is employees.
Okay.
So one way to being able to expand your business would be to use some type of service like this at the beginning.
Okay.
It's a way to get more productivity out without having to have a higher expense. And in conjunction with that, you can design something that is almost perfect as far as visually goes to whatever it is that you want to be. Or even if you're a business person and you are not comfortable talking to people, you're not a people person, right? You can have this metahuman designed, created for your business to represent, to be the face of your business on a social media type of platform, or on an online platform. Obviously, maybe not face to face, right? But I think this is great for a lot of people, even content creators. Content creators who want to be able to create content but don't feel comfortable showing their faces on camera.
See, now that you and I spoke about,
yes,
I am all for that, because I feel like it will give people the ability to put out information into the world that they maybe are afraid to show their face for. But on the flip side of that, I'm going to tell you another fear I have about that. I think it's going to be another way for people to be bullies and to be trolls. Because right now, a lot of people hide behind their computers, and it's really easy for someone to go and berate someone else because you can't see their face. I actually saw a joke on social media that like it made me laugh so hard, but at the same time, the joke was so true, and it was two people arguing on the internet, and it showed one person in Africa and one person in the United States, and it was like, yo, come at me, bro, but they're fucking 10,000 miles away from each other. I also had that fear that it's just going to allow another way for a person to be behind a computer screen to then demoralize another person.
At the rate that we're going right now, that's not gonna go away. You can just forget about that. I mean,
I agree with you.
That's not going to go away. So what I see right now is something that's going to improve a system right now that has a lot of problems. A system right now that doesn't feel very pleasant when you interact with it.
Yeah. So, but you actually think, okay. Before I say something, let me read some comments.
Sure.
So Jen is saying Ultron, and she's talking about from Marvel, and Ultron was created by Tony Stark, and Ultron then basically tried to fucking take over.
Right. But I think Ultron had empathy, didn't he?
No.
No? I felt like he did.
No.
All right.
And,
I could be wrong.
It makes me think about Ex Machina. And then Edgar saying, so instead of hearing an automated service on the phone, you're seeing an automated person on a computer, tablet, phone. Is that what you're saying?
That's one advantage that I can see to this.
Okay. And then Jen says, I automatically think of the movie Her. Do you know what movie that is?
Yes.
With Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
So you're saying, okay. So you're saying that like it's here to help, right?
Yeah.
You think that the solution to some of these problems that we're experiencing with certain companies, like when we're calling and we're getting these systems that are like, press 1 to blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You think that the solution to that is more computer technology?
I think that the way businesses are aiming when they're looking to cut cost on things that they can automate, this will be an improvement to that system. Okay? Because it's not, what I'm trying to tell you is it's not going to go away. They're looking, those systems were put into place to bring down cost. Right?
Okay. Yes, I understand that.
So,
but this doesn't sound cheap to me either.
It doesn't sound cheap now, but as technology advances, it only gets cheaper.
Of course.
Right. So this is obviously still in the very early stages, but in time, I can almost see this thing just being like, it's just a standard. As automated services are right now, when you make a phone call and you press 1 for this, press 1 for that. I mean, it just sounds very robotic. You know you're talking to a machine. I would just think that if I'm going to deal with it, I would rather deal with it with something that sounds more pleasant, something that's a little bit more user friendly, something that seems a little bit more that I can relate to. It'll make a better experience overall. Why not take away the frustration of something that we're dealing with already?
Yeah. And I would just disagree with you. I don't think the answer to the frustration is more AI. I think it's more humans.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you is that on a business standpoint, that's not going to happen. You may have some businesses that decide to, you know what, we're going to do something different. We're going to provide a different service, and everybody's different. We're going to offer more human services. We're going to try to do some, we're going to try to stand out. In a world where everybody's in a bubble. Okay? I can see that happening. But as far as for major corporation goes and cost dollar, this is it.
All right, Evo.
I just don't know. I
just feel like we can go back and forth about this shit all night because I'm not opposed to AI. I'm not opposed to MetaHuman. I'm just opposed kind of to the way that they want to potentially introduce it, because the way that they're going to introduce it, I just think that it's going to further separate us as humans.
I would love to. I mean, yes and no. There's just certain things that are going to be automated. We are going into a world of automation. You have autonomous cars that are coming up, self-driving vehicles, self-driving buses. Now imagine a car pulls up, a self-driving car, which it's already happening. Okay, so it pulls up, and on the screen on the tablet you have a meta-human face pops up. Hi, hello, how you doing? Where are we going today? Speaking to you like a human. seamlessly and interacting with you like, not press 1 if you want to, I'm sorry, please repeat again. Is that the experience that you want when you jump into one of these
Okay,
self-driving
so let's play devil advocate right now, okay? Let's say you get into one of these automated vehicles, and let's just be clear too. Automation has been happening throughout entire humanity.
Right.
Okay? We went from fucking making fire with sticks and stones to being able to light a fucking light it with gas. Okay? So automation has always happened. We have always come up with new technology to make things easier. So, of course, that's never going to stop. But the automation that we're talking about now is just implementing further technology with AI. So, again, my concern is the lack of empathy of something. You get into one of these vehicles where you're being driven by a metahuman on a computer. What if I'm a girl that just left the club and I'm drunk and I'm about to throw the fuck up? Is the metahuman gonna know that I'm in the backseat about the Earl?
So I believe that you can program, you can write a program to deal with every scenario that has been recorded that's happened in a taxi cab.
Okay.
Okay. So there will be
how would okay. Listen, I just
you don't see a taxi cab, like a cab pull up, and obviously people throw up in cabs. It's not a new thing, right? It's not a new thing. So what happens when a person throws up in a cab? What's the driver do? He takes the person wherever they got to go. Then he goes and gets his car detailed. All right, but now there's not going to be drivers. So what can they do? They may potentially equip the vehicle with a pop out bucket. Okay, and then
this cab is going to be driving around with throw up in the backseat.
Well, no, I mean it's if obviously the bucket's been used, then the vehicle has to be serviced.
Okay.
All right, the vehicle has to be serviced as it would be serviced if it had a driver. There's nothing different. I think I love how you find this funny, but on a technical standpoint, I see this as working perfectly. Like you can't see the software being like, I'm sorry, I sense that you're not feeling well. Would you like a disposal bucket?
Oh, when you said that, I just thought about Baymax.
Yes, Baymax.
It's Baymax.
Okay, so Baymax. Imagine Baymax pulling up, right?
On a level from 1 to 10.
Yes, and with metahuman content, with metahuman creator,
listen,
you can create a Baymax.
If a car pulled up,
oh, you see? Look! I found the saw side. I found my way.
If a car pulled up and it had Baymax in it,
yes.
Okay, and he was like, I'm your care companion. A bitch would hop in that car so fucking quick.
Okay, but how would that happen without AI and without Epic Games software that can create something like this?
It would happen with Tadashi.
It would happen with Tadashi because right now
Tadashi
it only exists on was it?
Yo, could you imagine that? Taxis driving around with Baymax in it? I'm
telling you, you can create.
Oh my god, I love Baymax so much.
You can create the ultimate experience for anyone with this software. You can create Justice League's characters to greet your customers as they come in, and offer and talk about the services that you offer and give them an introduction to your business.
I'm sorry, I have to read some comments.
Okay, so let's read some comments.
So Edgar says, Evo, you are talking to a bunch of max headrooms taken over. You're talking about a bunch of max headrooms taken over. And then he says, similar to the movie Demolition Man. And then Jennifer's laughing at me, and I'm assuming, and she says, Gina not using technology because she got to throw up. And then she says, Jen says, include the car with a toilet and garbage. And then she's also thinking about Shappy. Remember Shappy?
Yes.
So
you remember Upload? Remember in the beginning?
Yes,
the car that they had,
and the car crashed, and he could not control the car because it was tampered with AI.
Okay, but guess what? Cars are crashing right now with humans driving in it. So it's the same thing.
Listen, all I have to say is this: if you ever want to get an automated car, make sure that the voice in the car is fucking Baymax, and a bitch will hop in it real quick. I'd be like, Baymax.
Let's go.
Disney.
Let's go. Oh now, how about this, right? How about you have a profile, right?
Okay.
How about you have an Uber profile on your phone, right? And in your profile, it says the things that you like.
Okay.
Right? So, when the car pulls up, The software automatically loads up the things that you like based on your profile
Oh my
in the
God.
application.
Now you're talking my language.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, I'm excited about
If I get in a car and the driver's like, "Do you want some cookies and listen to Sade?"
Yes.
Now we're talking.
Imagine that. Imagine you pull up and
But
automatically.
that's the level,
Yes.
that is the human connection that I feel like an AI could never have, unless they know your predisposed likes. Yes, you're talking a totally different thing.
But this is what I'm telling you. This is just scratching the surface. But this is why I'm so excited about this, because the ability to be able to put this together to make a user experience better than it is right now is mind blowing to me. The fact of the matter is that, anywhere you go, you have these things can link up with your profile and have all this information about you and create an experience that almost seems personal.
Yeah.
To me, that just sounds crazy. I mean, it gets the back of my hair, the hairs on the back of my neck standing.
Yes, and this is what I love about you, is because you and I, we are different species. I know we are different species because, it gets the hair on the back of my neck standing up.
Pizza.
Other than pizza.
Disney movies.
Listen,
comic book stuff.
A bitch was in tears today watching WandaVision.
Yeah,
and by the way, thanks, Jen. I actually watched WandaVision early, and a bitch was in tears, crying.
Yeah, you were.
Okay, at a 26-minute episode, I was in tears. That's the type of stuff that gets and music. Even though I love technology, I'm all about technology.
Oh, you love yourself some new iPhones and iPads and laptops.
Bitch got a new laptop. Don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, I think I saw your eye glisten up a little bit when you got it.
Oh. You were like, you want a new pair of shoes or you want a fucking new laptop? I was like, what you say?
Let me get that MacBook Pro.
Let me get that fucking. And then Edgar says, an IA Sade driving me anywhere. Where do I sign up?
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. I just love the possibilities.
Pull up and she's like playing Soldier of Love.
Yes. And then there's an additional technology that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but that put together with this right here. I mean, it's going to change the way we operate it's really going to take us into the future. I feel like right now we are at the beginning of the internet. When the internet first started and there was all of these possibilities and all these ideas popping up about what could be and and in 20 years, what the internet has done for us now, this technology that's coming out in 20 years is going to have us 10x.
20 years? You mean 30 years?
No, in 20 years, we are going to 10x.
I was going to say, because we've had the internet for about 30 years now.
No, what I'm saying is that the technology that I'm talking about right now, in 20 years, is going to 10x us from where we stand right now.
Yeah. God, in 20 years, I'm going to be old.
Man,
actually, no, I won't be that old in 20 years.
Gina, right now...
In 20 years, I'm still going to be on my hot girl shit.
There's a company right now called SpaceX that
I know.
Yeah, they're testing passenger flights into orbit.
Yes, I know.
We're in like
Elon Musk is not fucking playing around.
He's not fucking playing. So like the fact of the matter is that they're talking about commercial flights into orbit, taking regular people into space. Come on, man. Anyway, that's all I got for as far as this goes.
Brianna says, I thought we had flying cars by now. And you know what? Brianna, I 100% agree with you.
Well, so,
as a little kid growing up, just watching the Jetsons, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
In the year 2000, we're going to have flying cars.
Well, as of right now, they have life-size drones that'll pick you up and take you places. And we do have flying cars.
I just think that there's a lot of logistics that goes into flying cars, because when you put anything on any course, whether it be on the road, whether it be in the air, whether it be in the ocean, there has to be some sort of regulation.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Department of Transportation. You know, I mean, there's other factors that go into it. But I would agree with her in saying that I thought we would have fucking flying cars by now. We do have flying cars.
I also thought that I'd be able to.
We're just not able to implement them in today's society because we're lacking the infrastructure to support flying cars.
I also thought that I'd be able to fucking teleport from here to there by now. Okay, I thought I'd be able to be like, Spock, fucking beam me up, Scotty, and it didn't happen.
Well, there's things similar to that as well, just not in that sense.
And Jen is asking. Okay, wait, hold on. So let me Brianna says, but they have Teslas and they're not even running at their fullest capacity. I think they're trying to get people to live on Mars.
We just talked about this.
Yes. So I would say that I don't know if Elon Musk is looking to have people live on Mars. What I will say is this. It's possible. But what I think Elon Musk's actual plan is to make Mars a stopgap between Earth and the rest of the galaxy. And the reason why I say that is because we were talking about how Mars lacks atmosphere.
Yes.
So Elon Musk was saying he's trying to develop technology for a shuttle that can take off and land the same way a plane does, with no destruction of its outer basically
Right.
Of its outer shell.
Yeah, so like there's things that you can only use them once.
Yeah, there are things that you can only do once. Now, when you exit Earth and re-enter Earth at Earth's atmosphere, what tends to happen is that the outer shell of a shuttle decimates because of the amount of heat that you experience. But on Mars, they lack atmosphere.
Right.
So since they lack atmosphere on Mars, it would be a great place to take off and land.
Yes. So he wants to use it kind of like as a pit stop.
He wants to
like refuel.
But listen, this is me speculating because I don't think Elon Musk has actually said this. But from what I've read and listened to about him, it kind of sounds like it'd be easier to take off and land from Mars.
Well, they've been also talking about regenerating Mars's atmosphere.
Correct. But we are going off to left field right now.
Right. Yeah.
That's
a whole nother segment.
Because this wine got me going, and I could talk about that like a bitch could be total recall on this motherfucker. Okay. And then Jen is asking me, Gina, what's your favorite decade of WandaVision so far? And I think it was maybe episode 1 or 2 when she did the I Dream of Jeannie.
Cool.
Because I grew up watching I Dream of Jeannie and I love that. So even though I also did like the Malcolm in the Middle version because my son grew up watching that. And Jen says that she doesn't even trust planes. But now that we've talked about Justice League and now that we've talked about metahumans, let's get into our top 5 for the night because I actually just said that this wine got me going.
So we're gonna switch gears a bit.
We're gonna put this shit into third gear right now.
Yeah, we're gonna downshift a little bit because we were speeding for a second there. I mean, I think we hit hyperdrive for a minute.
Even was like comic books and metahumans. Like we just went for it.
Yeah, AI that will you can run your life with. So today's top 5 is an alcohol-based top 5.
Yes, because obviously
we love to drink.
Yeah. But I will say this about drinking. I cannot drink how I used to drink back in the day.
Definitely not. Well, I still can.
Okay. Well, I can't.
I can.
Okay. I have to do all types of things to make sure that the next day I don't feel like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Okay, and I at this point in my life only drink once a week, which is on Fridays on the live, or unless there's maybe like a special occasion where there's alcohol. But we do love to drink, so we thought let's talk about alcoholic drinks.
Yeah. So this week's top 5 is
what?
This week's top 5.
Yo, you be fucking shit up.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
This week's top 5 is drinks that'll make you swear you'll never drink again.
Oh, God.
I know we've all been there.
And if you haven't been there, God bless you.
Yeah, well, I know more than I would like to admit. I've been praying to the porcelain gods that I will never, ever drink again until I discovered premium alcohol.
Yes.
And ever since then, I've been good. So, coming in...
Wait, ever since then you've been good?
Yeah, I think I've been good.
All right.
Gina, you've seen me put back some serious alcohol and be straight the next day. Haven't you?
Yes, but...
Like, alarming to you. Like, the night before, you're like, yo, you need to chill. And I wake up the next day, and I'm completely fine.
Yes, but I've also seen you go from 0 to 60.
Yeah, that's when I wasn't drinking premium alcohol. That's when I was just drinking regular stuff.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
That is...
That's not true.
Really?
I have video footage.
Video footage of me... I don't remember. I wasn't drinking Top Shelf that night.
Look at my face.
I wasn't drinking Top Shelf that night.
All right.
You're funny. I really can't believe you're doing me like that right now.
I love you. Let's just get into the top 5.
Oh my God. You're terrible.
Wait, and people are already sounding off. So I'm not going to read any of these. So
right.
Please tell me again, because I'm sorry. We have digressed. Please tell me what our top 5 is one more time.
This week's top 5 is drinks that will make you swear you'll never drink again. Coming in at number 5, I don't think you can argue with this. Too much champagne.
Oh, you...
Yes.
I can't believe you put that in there.
Yeah, well, yours is an honorable mention.
Yo, we're going to fight about that. I can't believe that you put that in there.
But it's true.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Too much champagne will have you fucked up the next morning.
You and I are going to fight after this. I told you that was a shitty number 5.
It is not a shitty number 5. It is a factual number 5 that if you drink too much champagne, you will feel like shit the next morning. Champagne is the one thing that too much of it will guarantee you a hangover.
Oh, God. Brianna says, Mama Joanna from DR fucked me up on vacation at 18. My dad saw me fall into my suitcase.
Mama Juana.
Mama
Juana. That shit is a creeper.
She said my dad saw me fall into my suitcase.
Because what they do is that you ever had Mama Juana?
I've actually never had that before.
So Mama Juana is rum that they marinate in like these tree barks and leaves, and then they put like honey inside of it and all this sweet stuff. And
it is the sugar that fucks you up.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I'm not surprised that's all you did was ended up in a suitcase. Because Mama Juana will have you fucked up.
Yo, Edgar say, Evo, champagne, really? You lost your alcohol card.
It's number 5.
Okay, listen to me. Really? That's why I told you not to put that on there.
Come on,
this is why I'm going to fight Evo after this. We are going, like, I'm on, this is actually the second top 5 that I think that we need to get boxing gloves and go at it afterwards. Because I can't believe that you just said that.
We could do it. I don't think you want to ride that train, but we could do that.
I'm ready to ride that train.
Yeah? You sure?
Yes.
I think you had too many glasses of wine.
No.
Yeah, you're nice right now.
Because you know that I'm a chihuahua. Okay? And I will fucking bite your head off.
You know what? I'm going to spare you on the live right now.
Brianna said, Mama Juana had me speaking Spanish at the resort. I don't speak Spanish. That is great. That actually makes me proud that in DR you were speaking Spanish and you had no idea what you were doing, but it was because of alcohol. That means you was feeling the vibe. I still can't believe that you made that number 5.
You know what's all right?
But go ahead, Evo.
All right, listen.
Look, and Edgar says he'll fight you for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because champagne, I can't believe you put champagne. Champagne should have been the honorable mention.
Bro, Edgar, you could bring it, she could bring it. We can get the sock and boppers. You remember the sock and boppers? We could do this. Listen, Edgar, I know you a teacher, Papa, but you're going to get taught on this one, bro.
Yo, this motherfucker just said sock and boppers.
Because that's what me and my boys used to do. We would get the sock and boppers, and for fun, we would go out in the backyard and just light each other up.
Yeah, when you was drinking too much champagne, that's when you did it?
We just did that for fun.
Oh, my God.
That was just for fun. We would go at it until the sock and boppers broke.
Okay, I can't believe that you did that. Can we just move on to number 5? Because I need to forget this. And my honorable mention, when we talk about my honorable mention, then we will understand what it should have been number 5. All right,
so
go ahead.
Coming in at number 4 is, this just makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. Amaretto sour.
Okay. Amaretto sour. I want to say this about amaretto sour. When I first started drinking, a bitch thought she was cute ordering the amaretto sour because it didn't taste that
You
bad,
thought you was fancy?
and I thought I was
You
drinking.
thought you was fancy?
Okay, I was like 21, maybe under 21 at a spot maybe I shouldn't have been at.
Yeah.
And the amaretto sour sounded like a drink that was older.
Amaretto just sounds mature. Just the word itself.
I honestly,
So I could see how you would feel that way.
yeah, because I thought, and like, you know, it had like this coloring to it, so it looked mature, right? And I was like, ooh, I'm drinking
looks like an old fashioned, right?
Yes, it looks like a drink that like older people drank. So
I can see that.
I thought that if I ordered it, I would be cool.
Oh, they put a cherry in it too?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so you thought you were fucking cute. I wasn't drinking beer. I wasn't drinking cheap liquor. I thought that I was cute by ordering this drink. That drink will take you the fuck out, okay? You would drink too many of them and you will be throwing up cherries. And then when you look at it, you're like, what did I do with my life? And then the automated IA car is not going to know what to do.
It's going to know how many amaretto sours you ordered based on your credit card information.
The IA is going to be like, did this bitch just throw up cherries over my
For real.
Listen, I'm that chick. I have no shame.
Listen, it's going to know to take you to the Dominican spot to get some mango to soften all the alcohol in your stomach before you go to bed.
Wait. At night, I don't want mango.
Yeah. So
you should know what I want to drink once I've drank too much.
What do you want to drink once
you
drink too much? You usually typically don't want nothing in your stomach.
What? No. There are two foods that I will...
You said drink.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah, you said drink.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But I'm not like that now. I used to be like that. Remember? Like, I remember one time people trying to force feed me water, and I was like, if y'all don't get this water away from me, I'm gonna fuck all y'all up. I used to want to drink ginger ale because my stomach felt upset. But I thought we were talking about food, and you were saying mango, and I was saying, no, that's not what I want to eat. There are three that I will fuck up when I've had too much to drink.
Some disco fries.
Yes.
And some pizza.
Yes, but there's one more. There's something that comes with the disco fries that I like to eat.
A grilled cheese.
So basically, they're the same thing.
Ding, ding, ding,
It's
ding,
bread with cheese.
some seasoned ass bread.
Some seasoned ass bread. Okay, so Jen wants to know what is an amaretto sour. So I'm gonna read you the ingredients because this is the only way I can explain what an amaretto sour. It's 1/2 ounce of amaretto liquor, whatever the fuck that is. 1 ounce of simple syrup, and if you don't know what simple syrup is, it's basically just melted white sugar with water.
Pretty much.
Okay, lemon, an orange slice, and a maraschino cherry. It's so basically what this recipe says is that it is just sugar, some more sugar,
and alcohol with sugar.
And sugar. Okay, so it's a cup of diabetes.
Yeah.
And you drink 5 of them.
And shut the fuck up.
It's over for you. All right?
Yeah, so that's a guaranteed hangover. The
Disgusting.
next day, it make you swear you never drink again.
Disgusting.
I know that I've had enough amaretto sours in my life to know that I'll never have one ever again.
Yo, I used to drink those shits like I was so cute.
I'm good.
I was so fucking cute drinking those things.
I hung that coat up a long time ago.
I'm going to tell a story real quick. I'll never forget. My mother got me into a club when I was under the age of 21. And my mother was like, hey, I'm going to go up here. Y'all could be down here. Because the upstairs was like the Spanish spot. And like the downstairs was the hip hop. And she was like, no drinking tonight. Yeah, sure. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay? The minute she walked upstairs, I was like, what y'all bitches want to drink? And all I knew back then was amaretto sour and Corona.
You know.
And that's what we drank all night.
That was the hood in you.
The hood in me?
Yeah, you know.
Amaretto sour is not hood.
No, but that was the hood in you thinking that you were fancy. You thought you was coming up.
Oh, yeah. 100. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That is 100% true.
I know.
100% a bitch thought that she was cute by drinking that. I thought I was fancy. Because if I wasn't drinking a 40, I thought I was cute.
Oh, man.
So, wait. So, let me read some. So, I told Jen when my college go-to drink was Four Loko from the gas station, Brianna says. I've actually never had that before.
I've never had that either.
But I feel like we've all had that cheap ass drink in our life that like we drank that when we were young and it got us drunk and it did the job,
that was
right?
Mad Dog for me.
And for me, I had a couple of different ones, but
Cisco.
Yeah, Cisco definitely got me there. Yeah. Cisco 40s, and Bacardi. $4 bottle of Bacardi. You put that shit into any drink. Me and my friends, we used to put it into Mystics or Snapple iced teas.
That sounds like it kind of hit.
It did.
It sounds like it does.
And at 17, 18, 19 years old, playing handball, you thought you was the woman.
And it sounds like the next morning you definitely was wrecked.
So Jen just says just sugar and vomit in a Tesla 5000.
The AI 5000.
Yeah, but that is the thing. Like that's what amaretto sour is. I still can't believe that you made champagne number 5, but let's keep going because I'm so tight about that because it's 8:40 and we still have so much to talk about. We're gonna go past 9 o'clock because I'm so tight.
All right, coming in at number 3 is a classic. Will fuck you up and give you the morning jitters.
I know what this is.
Have you tweaking in your sleep like this?
You like, I'm so tired, but I can't go to sleep.
This is fucking fucking vodka Red Bull.
Yo,
like, who the fuck came up with that shit?
Yo,
who was the crackhead that decided to throw a Red Bull in a vodka?
I can't tell you how many vodka Red Bulls I have drank in my life.
Oh my god.
That I will wake up. I will somehow fall asleep. Don't know how it happened.
Me neither.
Wake up the next morning and still feel like,
right? Even with the hangover, the pulsing of your head is still going with the beat, just boom, 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 boom.
Huh? Right? It's time for the percolator. It's still happening. Like at 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon because you have drank 7 fucking Red Bull and vodkas.
Yeah, that is chemically the worst concoction that you could ever put in your body. That's like doing cocaine and drinking alcohol.
I've never done cocaine, so I can't confirm.
No, I understand that, but
it's basically speed. It's a downer and an upper. Yes.
If you do the research, it's a downer and an upper. It is so bad for you that I can't believe that this shit used to be popular at the bars. Like,
and we drank it.
Yeah.
And we drank it regularly.
I'm just surprised that shit didn't come with like a disclaimer, like may make you tweak in the morning. Side effects are.
Side effects is that you're gonna get in the bed and you can't stop moving your legs. You're like, what's happening to me? A bitch is dying right now.
Side effects are you may still dance in your sleep.
Oh my god. Yeah, so. And then Edgar says one word: nutcrackers.
Oh.
So Edgar, we actually talked about nutcrackers on another live.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? I
think we were talking about nutcrackers on the Christmas live.
I never got a hangover from nutcrackers. Actually, I've always enjoyed them. Nutcrackers are great. All you need is 2. I don't know. I don't go past 2. If you go past 2, you got problems.
Yo, you and I got some stories, and I'm not gonna dip into that right now. But like, nutcrackers are near and dear to my heart. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yes, they are.
Oh, and poor Jen, she says, remember when humans would go to the clubs? I've only experienced this for like a year and a half.
Oh,
ay bendito.
Damn.
Jen, you about to come to our house, and we're about to be like,
And you know what's funny, Jen, is I don't even think like these like kids nowadays. They've never. I don't think they experienced.
Don't call them kids. These young adults.
Kids, but even kids. All right, so young adults and even more so kids.
What do you mean by kids under the age of 18?
Yeah, because I remember this is how when we went out. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was basically the same experience as kids at house parties as it was in the club, where you got body to body. You know, like you danced.
Yeah.
You danced with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's not like that no more.
I think that it was actually like part of like the whole appeal.
Yeah.
was like the ability to go somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, that just
And
gave
you
me
meet
like
some,
I just looked at you right now and I just
yeah.
thought about that time that we were like, yeah, I see you in the club, puppy. Well, that actually like it kind of makes me sad because I know how much we experienced it, but I will say that I don't think that it's going to be forever like this.
I hope not. You know, but I just think that I'm just talking about as a society, even more so, they're not about that anymore. I don't feel like that. I feel like it's more so very everything is very kind of distant. You know, even the dancing. Like even like for some while, like I'm having a hard time putting this together. So right around the end where we started going out, the last couple of years, I just felt like that every time we went out, you just didn't see that in the clubs.
Really?
Not as much as that we used to do it.
Um,
Like I just felt like it was more normal than it is now.
I honestly, I would disagree because I probably go out more than you or went out more than you in our latter years.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, or actually almost 3 years ago at this point, when I went to NOLA with my friends, we were body to body, and it was, you know, twerking, all that good stuff. So like, I definitely still feel like it's in full effect. I just think it's something that you haven't experienced recently.
No, what I'm saying is that I felt that it was just you could go somewhere and that was something that it would be it could be it was more of an experience.
Yes,
that
but
would
it's still well and live. I just think that you haven't experienced it in a while.
Well, of course, I mean, I haven't experienced it because it's not something that I was seeking to experience
Yes.
for quite some time.
So
But I'm just talking about from being in that environment and visually looking at what I'm seeing. It just didn't look the same as what I remember it to be.
Well, it's
that's my observation. It's not a personal experience that I'm saying because I am not going there and I'm not having these experiences because I'm not looking for those experiences.
Okay. So, aww. And Jen said, "Bitch, don't play. I won't hesitate to come over." Listen,
Let's go.
Get your COVID-19 test and we good,
bring that ass
okay?
over here.
And then Jen says, "We found love in a hopeless place." Wow, Rihanna. Oh my God, that's my bitch. And then Vanessa says, "No, I see people out right now at lounges living their lives like COVID, keke."
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And then Brianna says, "It's more like capturing the moment for other people to see Snapchatting and shit instead of being in the moment."
That's what I'm talking about.
That is a very valid point, Brianna.
This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Like you didn't see people walking around on their phones, you know, like all in their own little, like you at a club, you know, like the last thing you saw was a phone out.
Very true. So Brianna says, in the South, they're living regular. And then Vanessa says, definitely in Florida. I have co-workers there. I'm like, wow, on another planet. And then EDJ says, LOL. Like, so I guess I believe that it's alive and well. I just think it's something that maybe you haven't experienced more so.
I think you're missing my point.
No, I'm not missing your point.
My point is, if you take an environment where no one's on their phone, there's a lot more physical interaction.
I agree.
Okay, so then you take an environment where 70% of the people are on their devices. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's a lot less.
I would agree because I would say this. Back when you and I used to party hard,
yes,
I actually used to leave my phone in the car because I was afraid of it falling out when a bitch was trying to fucking tap
so you
rocks.
just have more people on people as to where now you have more people in their own spaces like click, chick, you know, and like, come on, man.
Okay. And I will just say this. I don't know how the fuck we got on this topic, but we...
because we're still in the top 5.
We are still in the top 5, and we literally still have, like, 2 other segments of content that we haven't even gotten to.
We did this last week.
I know we did this last week, and I'm not trying to do it again this week because I want to talk about this other shit. So please, can we...
All right. Coming in at number 2 is... I know that this is it's one that'll give you a hangover, but I don't have too much experience with this. But I know it will fuck you up. It's a tequila sunrise.
Okay, that drink is fucking disgusting.
But it's disgusting because it's it's massive sugar covering up tequila that will creep up on you and fuck you up.
So I think the overarching thing in this whole top 5 is that don't mix alcohol with sugar. I think alcohol and sugar, that is why I don't drink wine as much as I used to, because there's just sugar in wine.
Yeah, but you could still taste the alcohol in wine. I mean, I feel like some of these drinks, it's just like sipping on candy syrup.
Yeah, and I think that you can then drink multiple of them and not realize.
Absolutely.
And not realize like how much you're affecting yourself.
Yes.
Tequila Sunrise is disgusting. I actually have.
I don't feel like I've ever had one.
No, I've had them.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've had them because for me, a Tequila Sunrise goes hand in hand with Amaretto Sour. It's one of those drinks that when you are a young lady going out and experience alcohol, right? And now I'm a lot older than, I don't want to say a lot older, but I'm older than whatever, a lot of the girls in the generations now, right? And, you know, we didn't have the internet back when I was growing up. You know, when I hit 18, 19, 21, you know, like bitches were still on dial-up.
Right.
So like you couldn't just see what everybody was drinking, what everybody was doing. So you kind of had to like go with what you saw other people doing. So Tequila Sunrise was a drink that I saw other grown-ups drinking. So I thought that was what was cool. Or when I went to a place where they had a drink menu and I saw Tequila Sunrise, I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Let's get that. No, don't do that to yourself. Don't drink that shit.
You will be butt-ass naked on the beach watching the sunrise with a banging ass headache. All right. And so coming in at number 1, this shit right here.
This shit right here?
This that cryptic
like. You mean I'm gonna drink this and die?
This is that shit I gave you last week. That shit was nothing. This shit was nothing.
This shit right here
will have you in a fucking coma. All right, and that is the classic Long Island motherfucking tea.
Okay.
Long Island iced tea.
Long Island iced tea will put you in your fucking grave.
That shit is like 5 or 6 different alcohols mixed in one.
I will say this about Long Island iced tea. I drank one time with a group of friends who I thought were my friends. They were like, just keep bringing the Long Island iced teas. Okay? And I have done some embarrassing shit drinking Long Island iced tea. And I know everybody in the audience can concur with me on that.
I mean, I'm guilty.
You drink those things and you become the Hulk.
Oh.
You think you are the Hulk or She-Hulk and you are invincible to everything and anything. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, what did I just do with my life?
Sunglasses and Advil. Like,
you were like, I'm an embarrassment to my whole generational family tree of the shit that I did last night.
It's like Jesus, please help me. Like, that's the one moment where you're talking to God like you never spoke to God.
Yeah, because when you're looking at the toilet, you're speaking to God. And that's why our top 5 was called drinks that you would drink and you would never... Wait, what was it?
It will make you swear you'll never drink again.
Yeah, because when you're looking at the toilet, you're praying to God or whatever your higher belief is, you are praying at that time saying...
swearing that you'll never, ever drink again.
Okay, and a Long Island iced tea will make you think that. And again... the overarching is sugar. Stay away from the sugar. Because the sugar is what will destroy your life.
So that's why now
we drink straight.
I drink, straight. And it's premium. So,
excuse me. You fancy?
I'm fancy. I gotta be. Because, like, because if not, it won't sit right with me.
You know, it's funny, though, because I still have a lot of friends that drink mixed drinks. And I will then... pre-COVID, I would go out and drink a drink that was straight. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, what are you drinking? And I'd be like, tequila on the rocks. They're like, wait, just straight tequila? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yes.
Fuck that sugar
This is shit. That big girl drink right here, right?
Fuck that sugar shit.
It took me like a good 20 years to figure that out. That's how I like it. After I drank all these sugary ass drinks. Yeah. But yes. Let me read some comments real quick. Teo says, you built like some candy syrup. This freaking child. It was the greatest drink before. Tequila Sunrise getting better. And then And then Vanessa says, I knew it. I love them when I'm on vacation on good beach times. What about the fish bowls? Brianna says.
Bro,
Yeah.
I've never even attempted to drink one of those fucking things. Those shit scare me.
And then Edgar says, true Long Island, 7 liquors in a glass. And then Jen says, now I want one, laughing my ass off. And then Jen wants to know, Evo, are you a dark liquor or a clear liquor kind of guy?
Good question. So I used to be a dark liquor kind of guy. And dark liquor used to actually make me rowdy and violent.
Yes.
Yeah. And when I say rowdy and violent, I just mean that it would make me very happy and I would get aggressive. I would walk up to you and be like, what's up, bro? Oh, come on, let's go dance. Let's go have some fun. And I want to shake you. And by the end of the night, I would do this thing called body to body. Right? And I know it sounds like some fun shit, but it really wasn't.
It really wasn't.
It really wasn't. And so I would do this thing where I would find someone that was just about as drunk as me, and we would end up going blow for blow, body to body. We would take shot for shot and to see whoever gave first. And it happened every time I drank dark liquor. And I remember the night that I realized, the morning that I realized that I was praying to God that I'll never drink again.
Yeah.
Right?
You were like, never dark liquor for me ever again.
Never dark liquor again. So I woke up the next morning and my ribs were killing me because we would do rib shots. We would do body shots. And I went. It was a random guy that I just met in the club. You know, we hit it off talking, and somehow I convinced him to go body to body with me. Never met the guy.
Okay, wait, stop right there. Please don't. Just rewind.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That doesn't even sound right.
I love you to the day I die, but the fact that you just said I met some random dude in the club and then we went body to body,
that doesn't sound right.
We need to move on.
Right. So all right.
And what evil meant was,
let me rephrase. I met some random guy in the club and I got him to go blow for me, body shots like boxing.
Oh man, it still doesn't sound right.
Well, it is what it is. All right. It's none of that shit that you think it is.
What's that shit they be smoking?
Yeah.
To cow.
So that was me, and that's when I realized that just me and dark liquor, we're not friends. And so now I'm a clear liquor type of guy, and I went from vodka that we drank until the fucking wheels fell off.
Yo, we sure the fuck did.
We sure did. And now it's tequila.
Yeah. And then Jen says, me drinking straight tequila with Gina at Cheesecake Factory. That is me. I was like this.
Yes.
She's like, I'll have a blah, blah, blah. I was like, tequila on the rocks, thanks. And then Star says, Evil likes clear.
Yes.
Star knows.
Yes.
And then and then Jen says, me only drinking dark liquor and being rowdy and violent. Hello.
I don't know what it is about dark liquor.
And then Star says, LOL, dark liquor has too much sugar in it. I'm too old for that shit now. And then Vanessa says, I'm dead, Gina, laughing my ass off. Okay, so now that we have said our top 5, so that I don't have to fight evil later, okay? And that this dude...
So coming in at an honorable mention.
What? I can't believe that you're making this up. Okay, Evil said number 5 was too much champagne. I want to fight Evil for saying that because I told Evo that he should have put number 5 as Thug Passion / the Hulk. Now, if you don't know what a Thug Passion drink is / the Hulk,
if you have to explain it, then it shouldn't be in the top 5.
Because obviously it is a drink that was more prevalent to our youth.
Yes.
But the bottom line of what that drink is are 2 alcohols mixed together that when you put them together, it is putting you right in a hole, okay?
Right.
So Thug Passion is Alizé and Hennessy.
Right.
And a Hulk is Hypnotic and Hennessy.
Right. So my thing was
those drinks.
Okay. So
they will put you in your grave.
You are absolutely right.
I can't believe you said champagne.
But this is 5 drinks that will make you swear you will never drink again, right? So that means that you can go out and get these drinks and drink them, and they will make you feel like you'll never drink again.
Yes.
You are not going to a bar and ordering a Thug Passion. I'm sorry, you're just not gonna get it. I cannot remember the last time that I saw a bottle of Alizé sitting at a goddamn bar, Gina.
Okay.
All right.
You are right.
No.
But we're talking about drink.
No.
Okay.
We're talking about drinks that you can get right now at a bar,
Okay.
and you will swear to never drink again. And Thug Passion is not one of them.
What do you mean now?
Yes.
Tequila Sunrise is so old.
But you can still get one if you want to.
And you can still get a Thug Passion.
Listen, if next time we go to a club, okay, point out a bottle of Alizé for me, and
we are never going to a club ever again.
Buy it at the bar.
We are old fuddy duddies.
I will buy it at the bar for you, and you will be drinking Thug Passion all night long.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are arguing right now on the live. Okay, this is live right now. Okay, let me tell you something. Alizé is alive and well, and people are still mixing it. I'm sorry that you came up in life, Evo, and you don't drink Alizé anymore. But people are still drinking Hennessy and Alizé
I used
together.
to drink it, but this is 5 drinks that will still make you swear that you will never drink again. And it's just Thug Passion is not going to do it. It's not going to do it.
Okay, so Jen says, let's drink all 5 of the honorable mentions when I come over and taste test. Okay,
I'm with it.
So, and then Edgar says, no, Evo. Champagne is like drinking Mata for me. Take the L on this one.
Well,
and then Corey says,
you know what? Edgar, put back 2 bottles of champagnes and call me in the morning.
Champagnes?
Champagnes.
Champagnes. Right?
I want to see you drink 2 bottles of champagne and talk to me in the morning.
I honestly think that you like to add S to, like, when you start to drink, you like add S to everything.
Well,
Champagne.
Listen, we could talk about a bunch of stuff that you start doing when you start drinking. All right. So
I still can't believe you said champagne.
Coming in at an honorable mention, Thug Passion.
Okay, Thug Passion will fuck you up. Okay? Thug Passion made me do things in my younger years that no one will ever know about. Except for you. And my friends that were present that night. Or the nights.
Oh,
okay?
man.
And if you've never had Thug Passion or Hulk, just buy yourself a bottle of Hypnotic and buy yourself an Alizé and throw some Hennessy in that bitch and call me and tell me how your experience was after it.
This is just not going to happen.
And then Vanessa says, yo, Mata, I drank that shit. Lime juice, no hangover though. Place, and then Edgar says, place and time, bro.
Come on,
place and time.
You know what's funny, right? Is that Edgar? I'm kind of like questioning Edgar right now, right? Because I am, right? Because I've been to plenty brunches, right? Where I've had mimosas for like 3 or 4 hours, and it instantly had a hangover after drinking too many mimosas, right? So that just tells me that I don't know. I just feel like he just doesn't know about champagne. Like the fact that you're telling me that champagne will not give you a hangover is mind blowing to me.
I'm sorry, just like Edgar said, take the L on this.
I'm not taking the L.
It shouldn't have been number 5.
It's literally.
It should have been the honorable mention.
It's the last thing on the list that you could drink right now and it'll give you a fucking hangover.
Okay, fuck. Okay,
what?
So Corey, who just joined the live, Corey Sanders, totally different Corey, says, sorry I'm late, but I have to say, Gina, nobody drinks Alizé.
Thank you. You know
what I'm going to say about this right now?
Yo, you remind me of Sheldon right now. He'll be like...
Okay. I'm going to say this right now, okay? Corey knows you. And I think he's siding with you.
No.
Because
Don't go there, all right? Listen, facts are facts, all right? Don't get mad.
Look at you. I hate the delay because I can see you fucking clowning me right now. All right, bitch.
All right, so it is what it is.
Damn, yo, my feelings are so hurt right now.
I'm drinking that shit, Gina. I'm sorry.
Yo, I used to fuck Alizé up.
Yo, but I'll tell you right now, yo, if we ever go to a club or a bar and they got Alizé, I'm buying the bottle, Gina, and I'm standing in front of you. You're gonna be drinking Thug Passions all night.
Okay, so Edgar says, madness. You want to test this? Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay, so obviously we have some upcoming events.
Yes.
Okay, Jen is gonna come over and drink all of our top 5.
And I'm gonna have 2 of the cheapest bottles of champagne that I could
2?
find.
Only
Edgar.
2?
Edgar,
know.
Edgar, you're gonna put back 2 of the cheapest bottles of champagne that I could find, and we'll see We will see how you feel in the morning.
Jesus, Mary, mother of Joseph, and the little lamb. I'm going to pray for all y'all. Because I don't fuck with champagne like that. And then Jen says on the live. We're going to do it on the live.
Let's do
Fuck
it.
it, we're going to do it. We're going to go
we're
live.
gonna do it
in
live.
our little ass studio in this little corner of our basement. And then Corey says, hey, if it's good quality, champagne will definitely get you a hangover.
Yeah, and if it's cheap, forget about it. You fucked.
Okay, so we've already gone past 9 o'clock. And there's some stuff that I know that we still want to talk about. Do we want to go into that tonight?
I feel like we have some things that we have to tend to.
Tonight?
Yes.
Okay. But I really need to talk about the one other thing that I really wanted to talk about.
You go ahead.
And then we'll circle back.
Yes, yeah, that's no problem.
Okay. So, I really need to talk about this because this has been on the back burner for like almost 2 fucking lives already, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I've been wanting to talk about this for a fucking I feel like Cardi B right now. Actually, I've been waiting to talk about this for a hot minute, okay? And thanks to my friend Corey on here, Corey Martinez, she put me on to the Titans, which is another DC show on HBO Max. And she hit me up and she was like, yo, are you watching Titans on HBO Max? And I was like, no. And truth be told, that I was not really feeling DC after fucking Wonder Woman. I was just like, yo, listen, honestly, DC right now is not doing it for me. So like, I wasn't really looking to get into anything DC. But because a very good friend of mine recommended it to me, I went ahead and I watched it. And I just want to kind of go into it really quick, the things that I loved and the things that I hated about DC Titans, because
I tried to watch one episode and I couldn't.
Okay, I know you couldn't because that is not your genre.
This is not
like
not my thing.
For me, at the end of the day, I feel like no matter how good something is when it comes to comics, you just don't attach to it. Like you have gone with me to watch.
There's some that I do that I like, but
yeah, Evo, but you like, but you don't love.
I mean, I didn't grow up on comics.
Okay, so but when you watch these type of things, you have to have like a love for them.
Okay,
and
do you know why that is?
Okay, fine, but it doesn't matter. You, even as an adult, you have no love.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. You didn't grow up on something, but that doesn't matter. You should still love it, even though you didn't grow up. I feel like comics is something that is still instilled in people at a young age. They grow up in that. It's part of their childhood.
Okay.
It was not part of
That's
my
fine,
childhood.
but like what I'm saying to you is that as an adult, as a young adult, you can still learn to appreciate these type of comic book things. I don't think that was ever an interest for you.
To an extent. It's I have my own interest in it. Like
okay.
I have an interest in it. It goes to the extent of my interest, but it's not what you would consider a fan.
Okay, because you and I have very different interests. Yeah. I have always been a very big gamer, a very big comic book person. Like
I was a big gamer for a while myself too.
Not as much as I was.
Actually, I was gaming far longer than you were.
You were not.
I was.
You were not.
I was.
You were not.
I was.
I used to work for GameStop.
Okay, that's fine that you used to work for GameStop.
But Evo, you are a little bit older than me, so maybe you were playing games before me, but your understanding of gaming and the world of gaming and like storylines, you don't know as much as I do.
I don't know the storylines that you're into. I have my own.
Such as?
Okay, such as.
Oh, here we go. I know what you're gonna bring up right now, but go ahead.
What am I gonna bring up?
You're gonna bring up that gaming system that you played. What the hell was it called? Calico,
Calico. That's
Calico.
funny. That is so funny.
And that's the name of the cat. But go ahead.
So.
Oh God, here we go.
It's so funny, right? You were into gaming before I was, right? Mm-hmm. But as a child, I had
ColecoVision is what you're talking about.
I had the Atari, the ColecoVision, and the Commodore 64 all at the same time. Okay. Playing games on all 3 different platforms as a kid.
Okay, great. Do you remember that you were older than me?
Gina, I'm older than you by 2 years.
Does not matter. 2 years is significant.
Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you is that at that age, I was exposed to 3 different systems.
Okay.
Which is most than what that's more than most kids even had.
And great.
Most kids only had one.
Okay, you were exposed to 3 different systems because that was what was afforded to you as a child.
Absolutely.
That's not what was afforded to me as a child.
But then don't tell me like you want to talk about being.
But as an adult, you did not continue that journey.
Okay, but that's for a reason. I'm sorry that I got put on an island, Gina, and everything got stripped away from me.
I said,
and I went from having all the amenities a kid could ever want in life to making my own toys out of cardboard boxes.
I love you.
All right? So
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I said as an adult.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
I said as an adult, you did not continue that journey into gaming. I continued the journey into gaming. And just so we're clear, as
you make it sound like I was just as an adult, I was just like off in like a dark room all my life.
No, but you were not into gaming the way that I was.
All the consoles that we ever had.
What does consoles have to do with games and comics?
It's the person that's actually still investing in gaming as we were together buying all the stuff because they had the true interest in it. Okay. All
right.
That was me.
Okay, my point to you is that as a young adult and as an adult, you were not submerged into gaming the way that I was. I'm sorry, you weren't.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to say.
I'm not denying that.
Okay,
I just feel
fine.
like you're just,
so that is why I'm saying to you.
I just feel like you're trying to discredit.
No,
absolutely you are.
What I'm trying to say to you is when it comes to comics and when it comes to these movies, you don't have the affinity and the love for them that I do.
I'm never claimed to do that. I never claimed that.
So when I talk about these type of certain things, you are not going to connect with me on them. That is why you love what you love and I love what I love.
I'm not going to connect with them on the level that you do, but there's a reason why. It's not just because I'm just some disconnect.
We can agree to disagree on this. I don't agree that just because at a certain portion of your life you were not submerged in comics and games, that is why you don't have a connection to them. I'm sorry, there are people that find comics later on in their life and still love them just as much, and it was not part of their childhood.
And there's people who don't.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is that your excuses, the reason why you don't have the same affinity that I do is because at a certain point in your life, you were uprooted and then put to Dominican Republic. Okay, and my point to you is that there are people that find games later on in their life and still love them just as much.
Guess what?
So I don't agree with you, Gina, but you're entitled to that.
Gina, when you reach a point in your life,
oh man,
when you reach a point in your life, right, when you have to just forget about the world that you ever knew ever existed and let it go.
Yes.
You let it go.
Okay.
So the fact of the matter is that I let go of everything that I ever held dear to me, and that was it. And that's something that I just don't think that you understand.
Really?
No, you don't. Because
I don't.
No, you don't.
I don't.
You really don't, because the fact of the matter is, you're looking at me in my face right now. You're like,
I don't understand what that's like.
Not to the degree
really?
that I had to endure it.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
Okay.
No. We could do a whole nother segment on that if you want.
Okay.
We could do that. We could go there if you want.
Okay. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna move on.
No, you're not gonna say something. We're gonna move on. Either we move on.
Okay.
Or you say something and then I respond to it. So
you're fine.
Where do you want to go?
Okay, fine.
What do you want to do?
For you to say that just because you went to the Dominican Republic as a young child and that is why you had that disconnect, right? That's what you're saying to me.
Partially.
Okay.
That's not entirely what I'm saying.
Okay. You very well know what happened to me in my life as a young child.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So who's to say that I don't know what it's like to be Stop. Who's to say that? How do you have the audacity to say that I don't know what it's like to be disconnected from everything that you know? Mm-hmm. To be separated from that and be put in something that you don't know.
Yes.
And have to make that separation.
I said that.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do you have the audacity to say that when that's exactly what happened to me?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because there's one word that you just failed to recognize. And not everything you said.
Okay.
And I said to the degree that I have. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so just so we're clear, ladies and gentlemen, right? Gina went to go live in Dominican Republic.
Gina?
I mean, in Puerto Rico with her grandmother from,
That is way in the future.
Okay, we're talking about being uprooted from your elements.
Yeah.
Okay, and being taken somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long was that? How long of an experience was that for you?
4 years.
4 years.
In one stint.
In one stint, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So mine was 7.
Okay.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, I'm missing 3 years.
But not only mine was 7, you were still in your environment.
I was not.
You spent 4 years where? Outside of the United States?
Hey, listen.
You spent 4 years outside the United States?
Hey, I love you, but we're not going to have this conversation.
Wait a minute.
I don't want to have this conversation right now.
Though.
Because no, we're not.
We absolutely should.
We absolutely should not.
We should. Hold on. No.
No, because you're talking about being uprooted from your environment. I was uprooted from my environment. You were uprooted from your environment. So
but
listen.
They're totally different.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Gina.
Evo, you will not discredit my experience.
Okay. And
because you were in DR and I was somewhere else. Sorry.
They are different. They're totally different.
But you cannot tell me that I was not
Gina,
uprooted from my environment.
You still had access to a plethora of things that I did not.
Wrong.
Wrong. My Lord Jesus. All right. Listen, you know what? We're going to agree to disagree. The fact that you're telling me that I'm wrong is mind-blowing to me. We're going to continue this conversation off camera.
Okay.
I hope you know that.
But maybe we will continue on camera.
We're definitely going to continue this conversation.
Why don't you read some comments, Evo?
I know. That's your job. You read the comments.
Oh, shit. This motherfucker just said it's my fucking job. Okay. Woo! Yo, let me tell you something right now. We just legit went on camera and said, fucking do it live. Okay. I'm still stuck on the fact that said Corey came in and said, yo,
he said,
nobody drinks Alizé.
Fucking, what is it? What'd you call it? Hypnotic or Alizé or Incredible Hulk?
Okay. Okay, so, oh my God. I can't even read right now. So, Mr. Do on Coleco, Gingerbread Killer says, Mr. Do on ColecoVision, best game ever. And then Corey says, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then Jen says, I see tension. And then Gingerbread Killer says, Marvel movies suck, they have no soul. And then Corey says, comics suck. And then Gingerbread Killer says, if she's getting so angry from the irrelevant topic, bet she has swung a couple frying pans at him at some point. And then Corey says, y'all about to fuck. I'm done. And it's all Corey's fault because he said that nobody don't drink no Alizé. And then Brianna says, I don't know what y'all talking about anymore. And then Vanessa says, PR and DR neighbors. And then so Edgar says, I had the original gaming system, Magnavox Odyssey, the ColecoVision that attached to be the Commodore Atom that was the first online gaming system. Y'all both have nothing for me. Okay, we went way off the spectrum. Like, I don't even know where the hell we went right now.
You started trying to discredit me like I don't know shit about video games. Like, that was that. Man, I don't even know why you went there. Like I was supposed to sit here like Jiminy Cricket and just be like, come on, man.
Okay, I love you. So let's talk about Titans. And then we're going to end this live because I actually need to use the ladies' room, right? And I feel like Joe Rogan right now. He's like, can we take a pee-pee break? Okay, so Titans on fucking HBO Max. My friend Corey, girl, recommended for me to watch this show on HBO Max, and I was honestly not with it right away because after watching Wonder Woman 84, I was just kind of like, I don't know how I feel about DC right now. I watched a couple episodes and I was like, okay, this definitely has a darker, grittier, more adult feel to it, right? So I want to continue watching it. And because it was recommended to me from a friend, I invested more time in it because I don't think a friend at that caliber would recommend something to me that I wouldn't like because I feel like she really knows me as a person. That being said, I am now season 2, almost halfway through, and these are my thoughts on fucking Disney not Disney Titans. These are my thoughts on HBO Max's Titans. I'm just going to take a breath and then we're going to go. I love the intro music. And what I mean by intro music is like when it's like the beginning, when they're like putting up the little shot of Titans. I love it so much that like it kind of reminds me of Marvel's Daredevil, that I would play the intro over and over again because of how much I love the music. So I love that about it. I also love the overall music selection in the show. There's something about the music selection in the show that in Titans that they've incorporated. They do like a vast variety of music from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s that like I can so appreciate as a person watching comics, because I feel like comics have spanned that long. Especially when they introduced the character Starfire. When they introduced the character Starfire in Titans, I was fucking taken all the way back with some of the music that they used to introduce her as a character. And if you haven't seen Titans, I would then suggest that you watch it, because her storyline and the music that's attached to her storyline is pretty epic. For me, as a person that was born in the 80s, kind of raised in the late 80s to early 90s, I really appreciated some of the music that was in there. There also is some storyline in this show that talks about pedophilia, which I thought was
Really
pretty intense.
Damn.
For a show.
There?
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, the way that the perspective is given as far as pedophilia kind of like blew my mind, because I don't want to give too much away for anyone that hasn't seen it, but what I will say is this, is that it gives you hope when it comes to...
Really?
Yeah, it gives you hope as to...
Those sentences don't...
Yes.
They don't even go together for
what
me.
I mean by that is that obviously pedophilia is something that as an adult, as a sane person, you don't want to see that ever happen, right? You okay?
Yep.
So I would just think that the way that it's portrayed in the show is a beautiful thing, because it makes you realize that there are some people that are not willing to be taken that route. So it was kind of beautiful to see that storyline. Okay. And last but not least, what I love about the show is the fight scenes are pretty legit. And a bitch is all about the fight scenes. I'm all about the kicking ass, fucking blood, everybody getting their fucking face beat the fuck out. I'm all for that. So I will say that, that Titans do an amazing job of that. There are a few faux pas here and there that I'm not gonna fucking nitpick at, because people from DC have come for me for nitpicking. But overall, the fight scenes have been pretty sound.
I don't know. I didn't enjoy any of it.
Okay, so. Because you're not a comic fan, so we're not going to go into that.
Not to that degree, no.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the things that I don't like about the show. And then we can end this, okay? As a person who works in TV and film, the wigs. What the fuck is going on with the wigs in this show? I have no fucking clue, because the budget that they have on this show, the effects that they do, the fighting that they do show, the costume that they do in this show, and these wigs look like wigs that they bought at the fucking beauty supply store and they pay $10 for that shit. It is so obvious that it's a wig. It is like, it just really blows my mind sometimes, because I'm just like, who made that decision? I'm sorry, hair and makeup, do a better job. Because as a person that does hair and makeup, I would never let something like that go on screen, because at the end of the day, my name is tied to that. Right. So do a better job. Because if it's DC and it's Warner Brothers, yo, you're getting a fucking check. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't know that it's a wig. Because I've seen other movies where you can't even tell. Please, God, don't do that to me.
You've been on set plenty of times where you're just questioning, like, how the fuck did these artists get on set?
I know that.
So it's just, obviously it's a thing. It doesn't matter the budget.
No, I honestly have not been at that level yet. I have not been at $100 million, $90 million budget.
On the level of some of the budgets that you've been on, which are not like, some of them, are pretty decent budgets. Even at that level, you're questioning some of the artists that are on set. Yes, but
still, I'm sorry. At this level, I still consider it to be almost like 3 times my level. The wig should not be where they're at.
Well,
no,
I mean, I'm
sorry. It's not acceptable.
It's about who you know.
It's not acceptable. Okay, DC, please get that shit together. Okay, and again, I'm gonna come for you on this fucking CGI. Some of the CGI, Beast Boy's tiger, bro. The tiger looks like fucking CGI that I see on some of my daughter's cartoons. It is not to the level of the show. Like, the reason why I come for the CGI is because a lot of the other aspects in the show are so amazing that the CGI is like the aspects of the show at a 10 and the CGI is at a 5. So it's like, it just doesn't correlate. It just doesn't fucking make sense to me. So like, that's why I'm gonna rip that shit apart. So Beast Boy's Tiger. Fun fact though, I'm just gonna say this right now. The actor who plays Beast Boy in Titans was the voice of Hiro Humada in Big Hero 6. And if you know anything about me,
You love that movie.
I love that movie. And when I found out about that, it made me love the character even more. Donna Troy, who is supposed to be Wonder Woman's sidekick. There are a couple of scenes where she does a couple of jumps. The CGI is so bad. DC, fucking do better.
What is it with them in these jump scenes?
No, I'm sorry. And I'm in season 2 right now. I'm not going to go into detail, but Superboy, who is obviously the creation after Superman, he has a dog. And there is super dog CGI. DC, please do better. That's all I have to say. And last but not least, Raven. And then we're going to wrap this up. Raven, who is one of the main characters, she's in season 1 and season 2. So Raven she's only a 16-year-old girl on the show. She's actually a 16-year-old. She is actually 16-year-old in real life. So I'm not going to come for her because I'm not going to come for a person who is not an adult. But what I'm going to say is this. The writers of this show need to realize that the content of this show is adult. It has nudity, there is sex, there is extreme vulgar language, there's drinking, there's killing, there is all types of levels of adult. The type of dialogue that they give Raven is so subpar to the content of the show, it doesn't make sense to me at certain points. And her acting, unfortunately, her delivery of some of the content is very immature. And I struggle with it because the other content of the show is so adult, it almost seems like they're trying to fit a square into a hole.
Okay.
So I struggle with it overall in that sense, even though I love Raven as a character. DC, please do better. And I know I said last but not least, but I'm going to put my iPad down and I'm just going to say this. The actress that plays Starfire, her name is Anna Yope, spelled D-I-O-P is her last name, but it's pronounced Yope. She is a black woman who is portraying a character that is portrayed in the comics as a orange kind of like alien-like character. And the backlash that DC received for casting her because she is a woman of color, she is black, and she doesn't fit what people perceive her to be as Starfire, even though Starfire is an alien who's orange. Y'all could go fuck yourself because she is a fictional character, and if you can't see an actress as Anna Dope playing her, then to me that says that you don't want to see a black woman in that role because she's fucking killing it. She's my favorite character. And that's all I got to say about that. Because she is fire on that show. She is fire. And I don't think it should be about any race. It should just be about who can play that character the best. And I think she is killing as Starfire. And anyone who has any gripe with that, because there are several people that had gripes with that as far as the DC fandom about her being casted as Starfire, go fuck yourself.
Well, I mean, the little bit that I saw of it, you know, she was definitely the character that I enjoyed the most. But I don't know.
I know you don't know.
I don't know.
Because you went to DR for 7 years.
Yeah, well, apparently, you know, you're a super fan, and I don't know shit about nothing. So, you know, I'm just a dummy who sits next to you over here and drinks wine with you all day.
Oh my god, I love you so much.
Exactly.
I love Evil so much. Yeah. Actually, you know what? But we went in tonight.
Yeah, we did. And just on a side note, we want you guys to know that one of the things that we learned early on in our relationship was from a lady at a post office.
Oh my god, I can't believe that you're gonna bring this shit
right
up.
And we were at the post office, and we were getting our stamps to mail out our wedding invitations.
Wedding invitations, yeah.
And the lady was like, let me give you guys a little bit of advice as
Yeah.
newlyweds. And
She's like, are you getting married?
she said, you're getting married. And it was the best advice that we got from the most random place.
Yeah.
And she said, communicate, communicate, and communicate,
Yeah.
and never stop communicating. And one thing that we've done over the years is we went hard on communicating and understanding each other, so much that we ended up with a show called Shit Talk Fridays. So this banter that you saw going on back and forth between me and her, this shit happens off camera all the time.
Oh my
And it's
God.
just a normal part of our relationship.
Yeah.
So don't think that, that we're gonna go stab each other at the end of it.
I'm still gonna fight you on the champagne.
Oh, we got some talking to do after this. But we want to thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, for real.
This was definitely.
Yo, we went hard tonight. What time is it?
We went hard on this episode. I really enjoyed this because it went off in a whole nother direction.
We just like fucking do it live.
We did it live.
It's the wine because we don't drink wine a lot.
Yeah, and so
yeah, no, honestly, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We actually had a really good time being here with you.
Yeah.
We actually really look forward to doing this on Fridays. This is actually like something that like I thoroughly look forward to, sharing time with people online because we live in a different world nowadays. But with that being said, until next Friday, peace out.
Peace out.